He has interviewed many people for SDE roles. From him, we want to learn what are the common mistakes students make while they are preparing for interviews.
Biggest confusion students have is all about how many questions they should be doing on the LEETCODE.
1000 questions on LEETCODE.
That is the biggest mistake, because see, after 1 or 2 hours your brain won't function and you'll be just mugging up the solution.
Don't study more than 2 hours because DSA is so simple.
Sometimes if you don't write it on a pen paper, you'll not able to understand the pattern.
Should they ask for a hint?
Rather than asking for a hint, you can ask interviewer what are the...
Actually, all the sheets are organized, but your sheet is random. I think this is the first time people are listening all these tips on the internet. So let's call it common mistakes in LEETCODE. Hi everyone. So I have Bharat with me. And Bharat is a principal software engineer manager. And you all have seen him in our podcast earlier. So for those who are watching it for the first time, let me introduce Bharat quickly. He's an IITian 9.4 pointer. And he has reached heights like no one has ever reached. Just in 8.5 years, he has become a principal software engineer. Okay, so now he has interviewed many people. I think he might have interviewed hundreds of candidates for SDE roles. And from him, we want to learn what are the common mistakes students make while they are preparing for their interviews. Okay, so let's call it common mistakes in LEETCODE. Okay, so Bharat, welcome to my channel again. Thank you so much for taking out time.
The pleasure is all mine, sir. Thank you.
Our students are really lucky to have you.
Same here. I want to just share knowledge I have gained over the years.
Okay, so can you tell me? Let's go point by point so that they will take a notes.
Okay.
I would request everyone to please take notes of all these mistakes so that later when you are actually preparing for interviews, you can go through it and avoid those mistakes. I will go point by point. Bharat, tell me first point.
Okay. So biggest confusion students have is all about how many questions they should be doing on the LEETCODE.
Okay.
Sometimes people say you should be doing 200 questions. Some people say you should be doing 400 questions. And some students come to me and fight with me. No, sir, at least you need to do thousands of questions.
Yeah, even I have seen some people putting in their LinkedIn tagline, 1000 questions on LEETCODE.
Yes. And that actually is not the right approach. I mean, then LEETCODE has more than 3000 questions. You don't really want to do all, right? But you definitely want to do certain stuff which covers variety of the problem. So I normally tell people that I have my own sheet which I have prepared with the help of my students and also experienced friends and all, where we have around 250 or 300 questions.
So do you have a sheet?
Yes, I have a sheet.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I have a sheet.
So can you please provide it to our students?
Yeah, definitely I can provide it.
Guys, I'm going to put the sheet in the description. Please download that sheet. And why is it the best sheet is, if you look at, I see, with all due respect to other people, if you look at all the sheets available on the internet, they are not written by people who are interviewing the candidates. So he is interviewing the candidates for SDE role. So he knows exactly what to prepare. I think that would be the best sheet out there. So I will definitely do one thing. He will upload it on his LinkedIn profile. Can you please upload it on your LinkedIn?
Yeah, sure. People can DM and I can send them. That
will be extra effort for you.
Sure.
So please upload it on your LinkedIn.
Okay,
and give me the link. And guys, I'm putting the link in the description. You can download the DSA sheet. Oh my God, this has solved a big problem. Yeah. So tell me about it.
Over the time, like a lot of students, like now my at least 10, 12 students are in Google now. So they come and say, Bhaiya, this.
What do you mean by students?
I mean, I teach people for this sort of interview preparation.
Oh,
so I work with people over 2-3 months of time to sort of get
one-on-one.
One-on-one, get them interview ready.
Okay. So are you still doing it one-on-one?
Yes. Whenever I get time, I try to do that.
So can you guide my students if they want some one-on-one guidance?
Yeah, sure, I can help.
Okay, fine. Guys, LinkedIn link of Bharat is in description. You please go to his profile, DM him, and if you want guidance, you can take it. Okay. So 4 of your students got...
No, not 4. More than 10 are in Google itself. And forget about Microsoft. In last 2 months, we got around 7 students in Microsoft as well. So if you count, it would be more than 20
So
people.
You are competing with me.
I'm not competing, just trying to follow you and
just
yeah.
kidding. Okay.
So what we have seen over the time is these questions are more than enough. And no student has seen any question other than this in all the interviews. And people fight, say, no, that's not possible and all. But basically, we are seeing that proof that.
So how many questions you have in the sheet?
So we started with around 240 questions. And those were more than enough.
240.
240.
So 240 means roughly how many days will it take for a student to cover all this and be ready for the interview?
Yeah. So now that's basically my second point. The mistake people do. What people do is, okay, I'm gonna study 5 hours today. I'm gonna spend 6 hours today, and that is the biggest mistake, because see, after 1 or 2 hours, your brain won't function, and you'll be just mugging up the solutions. So normally, I tell people that don't spend more than 2 hours or 1 hour. Even if it means that you can solve one question, that is also fine. 2 is also fine. But till you get to a rhythm where you're basically revising the concepts and all, don't do the mistake of putting 4, 5, 6 hours, because like after 2, 3, 4 days, it will feel burden to you rather than the learning process. You'll be like, okay, you need to spend 6 hours, you need to do these many questions. And instead of learning the concepts, you'll be mugging those, because now you need to make sure that you're doing 8 questions or 9 questions in particular.
I think students will love you here at this point for saying that don't study more than 2 hours. Because I say that you have to study 8 hours for preparing for GATE. You have to put 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours like that. But I think if you are saying that they need to study just 1-2 hours, then they can put the remaining time in GATE also, because they are busy with GATE as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, don't push. My point is, don't put too much time on the DSA. It's not hard. It's achievable. It's just that you need to focus with the right strategy.
Okay.
Because when people come and say that, okay, I'm spending 6 hours every day, most of the time they get tired and then leave it. Like, okay, DSA is not for me. And there has been time where a student comes to me and tell me, sir, I tried hard, but it's not for me. And then first question I ask them is, how many hours do you put? And then he's like, 6 hours. I'm like, that's the first mistake you're doing.
See, I think for this point, this video deserves a like and a comment, right? Just for this point. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 1 or 2 hours are more than enough, and it takes around 3 months of the practice.
That's it.
Once you will once you'll start, you'll be able to do 1 question in a day. But then you'll see the concept-wise things will be similar. Then you'll automatically put up the speed, right?
Okay.
So over the time, you'll see if you spend 1 hour or 2 hours every day, eventually it will be completed in 3 months. I can guarantee it won't take more than 3 months, but it's just that don't do it on the first day, because then you'll be frustrated enough. So keep doing it. You'll eventually see that your speed is increasing. You're able to understand the patterns. You're able to solve them quickly. So my first, if I'm taking 2 hours to solve a type of question one day, I'm pretty sure next, when similar questions come, it will just take me 15 minutes or so I can do the 5.
Got it. So I think, every day they will improve, and they will become more and more efficient.
Yes.
And they will solve more and more questions in 2 hours. So exponentially, if you look at the curve, they should be able to finish it off in 3 months. Perfect. Makes sense.
Yeah. So I call it a marathon rather than sprint. Take your time, 3 months time. Start today. Slowly increase. You'll automatically see it will automatically increase. You don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah. See, that is one thing. I mean, DSA is so simple. I don't know why many people are very scared of it and make it a very big thing. Like DSA has become very big thing, right? So I never understand why. It is so simple. You could easily learn, right? I think they just need the directions. Thank you for this sheet.
Third mistake would be use pen and paper, and I'll tell you why. I have a very famous question that I ask in Microsoft, and out of 10 candidates, only 1 or 2 will use pen and paper to run some test cases or do manual stuff. People will always be doing stuff in their head, and sometimes if you don't write it on a pen paper, you're not able to understand the pattern. And I have to tell them again, please do it on pen paper. You'll realize this thing. Please do it pen and paper. So I think when you do start running small examples on pen and paper, you'll be able to get the pattern out of it, like what is happening there. And that's basically common advice Google interviewers also give you, that please use whiteboard or use pen paper to at least run certain examples on your own, come up with your own examples and try to see if you can find the pattern in that problem.
Yeah. So one thing I have observed is, I will tell you what is happening. People go on to LeetCode and they will directly be typing the code. They don't use pen and paper to do it first and then type there. They will directly do it in their brain. Yeah. So once you are doing it on the board or white paper, even the interviewer will understand what your thought process is, where you have gone wrong. At least there will be a chance to get some extra points.
Yes, definitely. And eventually, if you run small examples and try to think, there are like 9 out of 10 times you'll be able to understand a catch or some trick behind that. Okay, this is what you need to do. So when we do, see, when we are doing in brain, we cannot look it into it. But when you're drawing on pen and paper, your brain is thinking, but your eyes are also watching the pattern, right? And when your eyes and brain are coordinating together,
yeah, even it is scientifically proven that when you write something with your own hands, you will remember it for a long time. That's true. Rather than typing, writing will help. That is why I ask students to write their own notes. But sometimes it will be too hectic to write notes.
So next mistake or misconception people have is, people come to me and ask me, should I be asking for a hint? On how do I know interviewer expecting order of n square, order of n log n?
I didn't understand this point. Should I be asking for a
hint in the interview?
Oh, okay.
Should I be asking for the hint?
Should they ask for a hint?
Okay, so I call it a subtle hint as well. Rather than asking for a hint, you can ask interviewer what are the input constraints. Let's say he are saying n is around 10 to the power 9. That means you need to come up with the order of n log n. If n is higher, then you need to go into the log n complexity, right?
Okay.
So even for the LeetCode, when you see, before starting the problem, go and down and see what are the constraints. Those will give you certain idea. Okay, n is larger. That means somehow we need to solve a polynomial time of algorithm. N is smaller. That means this is going to be an exponential time or something. So we can go with the recursion or something. So that's the first hint. But it's fine if you are getting stuck. Rather than not asking for the hint, you should always ask for the hint.
Okay.
Not too many hints.
So do you give hints to your candidates?
Yes, I definitely do. 1 or 2 hints is fine for me, as long as I see those are the valid hints.
Okay. Without directly giving away the solution.
Yeah.
Just beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one free hint you always have is ask them about the input constraints. So you'll know. In fact, I have a table which I have created based on n. You can predict whether it's going to be n log n or log n. So I can share that list as well. That definitely helps. So once you know that, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I understood that. So based on the time, you can suggest which complexity you
have. So say n is bigger. That means mostly it would be log n. Then you can think in terms of binary search. Something.
Okay. I think you should teach, if possible, at least some. I know you are very busy in your schedule, but whenever you get time, these are really important. The one that you have told me, that is a very useful hint. So again, I'm telling you, for this hint, this video deserves a like and a comment. Okay. So the point that you have raised is really interesting. So before solving the question, if a student is able to know what method he has to use, right? What strategy, then that would really help. Nice. What is the next one?
Yeah. So next thing I tell is, when you're doing it on LeetCode, hide this difficulty thing. And why, I'll tell you. Most of the people come to me and say, Bhaiya, maine 50, I have done 50 easy questions, I have done 100 medium questions, I have done 40 hard questions. I'm not able to do hard, I'm not able to do medium. And first thing I ask, why are you even saying it's a medium? It's a human nature. People have created this propaganda.
Yeah, who will decide if it is a medium or a difficult one, right?
Yeah.
For you, it may be medium. See, for me, it may be difficult question. For you, it may be easy question.
Yeah. So I tell, hide this difficulty. Because when you see a hard, you're automatically in your brain, you're giving it up and thinking that, okay, I have not done any hard questions earlier. Now I'm seeing a hard, I won't be able to solve it, right? And the game, you lost the game even before you started it, right? So there's an extension. You use that extension, hide the difficulty. Don't look at it.
Guys, so what he's saying is, in LeetCode, don't see the difficulty level of the question. It seems that there is this extension, which even I don't know. But what I will do is, I will take that extension from him and I will put it in the comments description. You can just install it and work on LeetCode. Yeah, nice.
Okay, next is also about same thing as like, rather than once you are not able to solve the problem, rather than looking at the solutions, you can use another extension which basically gives you smaller hints. So rather than directly jumping to someone's solutions, you can use that extension.
This extension is
Yeah,
also there.
Yeah, there is a AI extension which basically gives you smaller suggestions.
For this one, again, it deserves like and comment. Okay, so what he's saying is, so whenever you are looking at the solution, don't look at the complete solution. There is an extension which will hide the solutions and give you hints. That will really help. That is what happens in real interview. They will give you a hint, right? If you are, if you without looking at the solution, by looking at the hint, if you are able to answer the question, that will be a good practice. Perfect, man. I never heard any of this. Like, no one told me. I think this is the first time people are listening all these tips on the internet.
Just happy to help. The next thing is, which is a biggest blunder I see people doing, and you might have already seen it. 16 DSA patterns you should know. 18 DSA pattern you should know. Now I'll tell you what is the problem.
See, I'm tired of seeing these videos. If I open Instagram, there will be 10-second video or some 3-second videos where someone will be walking, someone will be doing something, and then there will be display of this 16 DSA patterns you should definitely know.
And I'll tell you what is the problem with this. Let's say today you are doing DP. So you're practicing DP, you have all the DP questions. First question, is this going to be DP? Perfectly fine. You're going thinking in terms of DP. Second question, okay, you are doing DP. This would also be DP. Everything looks good. You are able to solve that. 16th question, you are again doing DP. In interview, you won't really be getting.
So in your sheet, you have mixed up.
Definitely random.
Random
question. Now I'll tell you why random helps.
This is perfect.
You see, what happens is, you did one DP today. You thought that you understood. The second DP question will come after 10 days. You thought that you understood, but you remembered at that time. Now your thought process will be checked again.
Actually, all the sheets are organized, but your sheet is random. So this is terrific advice. If you are solving DP questions, you know that it is a DP question, and you will anyway solve it using DP, right? But if you don't know that it is a DP question, then you will think and use your brain to figure out that it belongs to DP. Right? This is perfect. Terrific.
And another very important thing is, some of the question my sheet is like, okay, you will think DP, but it will be greedy. So now the thing is, what I'm teaching you is with the wrong.
So have you given links in the sheet to the LeetCode questions?
Yeah, it's basically LeetCode questions only, organized in random way, which basically me and my students together have created. So it's not Striver sheet, or it's not LeetCode sheet. You won't find it anywhere.
Got it.
It's completely the questions my students have done and learned and understood the pattern and then organized it.
Okay.
So another good thing is, with this is, plenty of the times you'll think, okay, you need to apply this, but that would be wrong. So now you'll try to figure it out, okay, why this is wrong. So you're building a skill where you're trying to understand why certain solutions are not correct.
Got it.
Much more important for the interview, right, rather than the right solutions.
Got it. Perfect.
Next one is, then the minor ones is, I tell people to also, even if you're able to solve it, try to look at the different people's solution. There are some people who on LeetCode who are very pro. So just try to read their solutions. Sometimes you'll figure it out, certain tricks, which will save you certain time. I mean, there might be certain long way of doing things, but there are certain smaller way of doing things. People create template out of it. So I'm saying, once you're done, still look at the solutions, because in interview, time also matters, right? So if you can save that time, learn certain tricks, it's fine. Put it as a sort of another extra weapon in your arsenal.
Perfect. Got it. Yeah.
And then this final important thing is, create your own notes in the LeetCode question itself, because I tell students you have to revise it at least 3 times. First time everything will make sense, but second time you won't even understand things, and then you will be looking randomly over the web or reading solutions. Once you have your own notes, people remember things very faster with their.
So should it be like a long notes and a short notes, or do you say only long notes?
Whatever you can recall. It's about recalling, right? Okay. Rather than, because see, this DSA practice, as long as you're in software engineering, you will need it.
Okay.
It's not like you'll be switching the companies and then companies will be asking DSA. And then you'll need to again revise this sheet, right? So next time you'll be like, okay, I had done this last time, but I cannot recall it. What should I be doing? Then you'll go to the net and searching solution and wasting time and then maybe misremembering something. If you know those stuffs, if you have the notes, you'll be easily able to recall the stuff.
Perfect.
So I have my own notes I have prepared in my college.
You still have it?
Still have it. I use those. And whenever I add certain another questions, I keep those notes.
So can we scan it and upload it? Will you be okay with that?
That would be hard. My writing, you
is
won't be
not
able to
good.
understand it.
Okay, anyway, everyone has to make their own
Yeah.
notes. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bharat. So see, in this video, you have learnt a lot of points which you will never get anywhere else. That is for sure. Okay. So please do subscribe, like, and share this video with all your friends who are preparing for their interviews. Okay. Thank you so much.